I'm not trying to invoke sympathy, I just mean, you know, it really does help if you spend a few extra minutes and watch the whole video, even if you don't need the smoke cheap part. It does help us creators for the, you know, the whole video to get watched. I'm just saying. Alright, so let's get to the smoke cheap part. This might be what y'all are here for. It might be, you know, like the side you don't care about. But here's the deal. If you go to a vape shop, or vape type tobacco, you know what I mean, head shop even, you can buy these 1 pound bags of tobacco. I didn't even know they existed until I went to prison, and that's what all we had was, you know, big 1 pound bags of tobacco and rolling papers. Now, if you think, oh my God, I don't want to roll cigarettes, well, don't worry, you don't have to. They sell little boxes of filter tubes that are empty, you know, filter, a brown filter, white paper, and empty tube. And they make these little rollers that has a little thing where you stick the little tube on, you put tobacco in it, and then when you close it, it shoves the tobacco in the cigarette, and then you have a cigarette. This is great for A, quitting, B, smoking cheap. You can determine how much tobacco you want in each cigarette by how tight you make it. So if you make it pretty loose, then you're getting less. Plus, I'm pretty sure this tobacco is probably less treated than the tobacco that goes in cigarettes that you buy at the store. But these bags are just over 10 bucks. You know, $11, $12, somewhere in that range for a pound. Big bag. I'm gonna go grab it and show you. But you buy the tubes, or they're $2 for a box of 200 tubes. That's 10 packs of cigarettes worth for $2. And the tobacco is, let's say, $11. You know, with tax, you're talking about less than 15. And then the little rolling machine, they make electric ones. They make one with these big cranks. You can spend 50 bucks on a rolling machine if you want. But if you don't want, you can get a $4 rolling machine, a little orange and black. You stuff the tobacco in there, and then you close it. What I do is I have a little waterproof box, about this big. I'm gonna grab it and show you. I keep tobacco, tubes, and the tamper in that. So when I want a cigarette, I open the box, put tobacco, tamp it, roll it, and then you've got as loose of a cigarette as you want. And these cigarettes, I mean, you know, 200 tubes, you will, like, the tobacco will run out after the tubes. So you'll probably have to buy 2 or 3 boxes of tubes to get through a month if you're smoking that much, obviously. I mean, 10 packs worth of tubes, you know, that would last me way more than a month because I don't even smoke a cigarette every day. But, you know, if you're smoking a pack a day, that'll only last you 10 days, obviously. But you won't run out of tobacco first, and you won't have to buy the machine again. So to re-up on tubes, it's $2.50, $3 with tax. I mean, we're talking about cheap. You can probably get a whole bag of tobacco, 2 boxes of tubes. That'll be 20 days, a pack a day, and you'll have enough tobacco for all of that. So we're talking about less than $20 for a, you know, if you smoke a pack a day for 20 days. You know, a lot of people don't smoke a pack a day. So, you know, if you're a little less than a pack a day, it'll last you a month. So we're talking about $20 a month unless you smoke more than a packet, or unless you smoke, you know, more than 15 a day, I guess. That would be the math. So 15 cigarettes a day, $20 a month. Now, you probably, depending on where you live, are spending a minimum of $6 with tax on a pack of cigarettes if you smoke the cheap ones. Like, I smoke Eagles. They just went up over $5. So they're now $6 with change. I mean, with tax. If you smoke Newports, I think Newports are like $8 now. So, I mean, you buy 2 packs of cigarettes and you've basically already, you know, that amount of money, $16, $17, is enough for a whole month. Or you can buy 2 packs of Newports. And a lot of places it's even more expensive. You know, I'm in North Carolina. It's not the most expensive place in the country. So, you know, I know Newports in California, they were like $9 when I was out there in 2001. So, you know, that's 20 years ago. I'm sure they're $15, $20. I could go look it up online right now, but, you know, there's no point. Pack of cigarettes, probably 20 bucks. So that's a whole month. Now, maybe where you live, bags of tobacco are more expensive, or the tubes are more expensive. I don't know. I haven't done research like that. So, you know, I guess there's a chance that I'm saying these numbers and the numbers are wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're not. And if you're in my state, I know they're not. Let me grab this thing. All right. So, here's the machine. Tobacco, tube goes right here, and then you pack the tobacco with the last close, and then you rack it, and when you push it out, a cigarette pops out, and you smoke it. These are the tubes. This is one brand. There's lots of brands. You can get menthol tubes, regular tubes, blah, blah, blah. But regular size, regular flavor, cheapest tubes are $1.99 for 200. As you can see, that's what they look like. They are just empty tubes. I did not know that this existed until relatively recently, the last few years. And this is a pound of tobacco. As you can see, it's quite a big bag. You know, I'll take like a big handful of this and put it in my little kit, and that'll last me several weeks. But I mean, most people that smoke don't smoke less than a cigarette a day, so you know, it'll be more. You don't want the tobacco to dry out, or it will get like shaky, you know, like weed shake, and it's really hard to smoke after that. So you want to keep the bag closed. You know, like obviously you can imagine that, but it's even more important than you would think, because if it dries out, then you have to go buy another bag. Like you can't really use it. I was trying to find my little orange waterproof box that I keep all my stuff in. I have no idea what brand this box is or like where to get it. I can imagine, you know, something like it. It says Survivor Dry Box, so you know, it could be, that could be the brand. I don't know. But here's what it looks like. You know, it's got these 3 clips that, you know, hold it closed. It's got this rubber seal around the edge so it actually keeps all the air out. And then this is how I keep my box. Some tubes, tobacco, and my roller. They sell hundreds and short of these rollers. Make sure you get the size you want. You know, accidentally one time I bought a 100 one. No, my wife uses that, but I don't like hundreds for different reasons. But this is the little tamper, and I recommend whittling down one end to a fine point, because you're going to get tobacco stuck in this little nozzle, and then the tube won't go on right. It's kind of, you know, you will get better at doing this. If you want to get rolling papers and just roll them without tubes, more power to you. Without the filter, I feel like it's just a lot worse for you. So that's why I use these. I would actually rather hand roll them, to be honest. And I smoke so little that it wouldn't be a big deal. So what you'll find is, like, if you go to work or leave the house for all day or whatever, you're going to want to roll several, or you'll end up buying a pack while you're out. You know what I mean? Like, take the ones with you that you are gonna want. If you have more willpower and you know, if you only roll 2 and then you smoke those 2 and you're out and you be like, well, that's all I can have, then maybe you want to roll less than you want, because you know, that way, you see what I mean? But me, if I'm like, when I used to smoke, you know, 5, 6 a day, which wasn't that long ago, several months, you know, I would take with me 5 or 6 and I would end up smoking all of them. And when they ran out, I'd end up buying a pack. So like, I had to taper down intentionally as a self-aware, self-improvement type of thing, or it wouldn't have worked. You see what I mean? Like, if I roll 5 and then buy a pack, obviously the willpower is, you know, one of my issues. It's not one of my strengths in this area, at least. So if I had just rolled 2, I would have ended up buying a pack and smoking those. So what I had to do was get down to a certain amount, and then, like, say I was out, if I only smoked 2 a day and I was out, I would only smoke 2, and that would be that. It'd be it. Because it wasn't willpower, it was my maximum. I don't know if that helps at all or not. And I'm not sure the smoke cheap, you know, it may not be as, I mean, for me it was life-changing. Because I mean, we would buy, when I was smoking close to a pack a day, you would buy a pack every day. And that's, I mean, you're talking about $35 a week. That's $140 a month. That's a lot of money, you know? I mean, if you're using a couple of paychecks to pay rent and then a couple of paychecks for everything else, including utilities and stuff, $140 is a lot of money. And especially if you're smoking Newports, then you're talking about like $240, $250. So it was life-changing for us to find out that we could smoke however much we wanted to smoke and make quitting a health thing, not a money thing, because we're only spending $20 every month on cigarettes. You know, it's not like irresponsible. It's actually pretty responsible. Smoking, on the other hand, is irresponsible. So quitting that separately of because it costs too much was actually very good for me to do. Anybody in the same boat, I recommend doing it that way, because I mean, there are different reasons, but it's, you know, it's easier and it's more rewarding if you're doing it for the right reasons, as opposed to just because it costs more or too much, whatever. So that's the smoke cheap part. And I mean, like I said, I highly recommend. It's, you know, you're talking about, once you've got the machine and you've done it for a couple of months, you'll see you're spending like $15 a month, and when you start cutting back, you know, it drops drastically. You can make this bag, I would make a bag like this size, if it was for just me and my wife wasn't included. Several months ago when I was smoking a few cigarettes every day, it was lasting me like 3-4 months. You know? on a $10 bag of tobacco. Now, there's not like a secret to any of this. It's just doing it. And if you're trying to quit for either health or maybe just because it costs too much, whatever, maybe you're young and you just want to smoke less because you're spending too much money, but you know, you're in great health, more power to you. You know, I wish I was still young. I think we have reached the end of the video, and I'm really not sure how to end these yet. And then Tucker, hey, surprise visit from little Tuck. Let's run through some Tucker nicknames just as a little bonus at the end. I have a short with these, but we had a couple of new ones recently. Let's see, what is it? Tick Tuck, King Tuck, Tuck Tuck Goose, Tuck Stop, Tuck Driver. I call him Tuck Tuck a lot, but that's not really so much funny. My wife and son came up with a couple new ones yesterday. I wish they were here. I'd be like, hey, shout out. But they're actually at Bible study right now, which is very cool. While I've been clean for 5 years, the last couple years have been additionally difficult because we've had some life stuff that we were going through. I just kicked the camera. So maybe we're having an earthquake though. Shit. We are having an earthquake. Tucker, we're having an earthquake. Oh, wait a minute. That camera would not shake. So that, yeah, sorry, stupid. It's the coolest. Hopefully we got a Billy Madison clip in there somewhere. Always got to have a Billy Madison clip. Those are for us Gen Xers, I believe, what we are. Yes, us in our 40s, born in '79, lived in 6 decades, 70s, 80s, 90s, 0s, 10s, 20s. Look at that, 6 decades, 6 decades, 6 decades of living in. And that's kind of cool to be 42. That should have taken me like 18 more years, right? I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I'm talking to friends and like, you know, when you're tripping and everybody looks around or like the sun starts to come up and you're doing stimulants of some sort, you know, and you're like, you just don't want it to end, you know? Like, I've actually felt like I did relatively well making this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope it helps somebody. I hope it helps a lot of people. It would be awesome. I'm gonna try to cut it down as short as I can and make it as entertaining as possible. I shot a bunch of stuff for this video already, so let's hope that I can get that in there. But I think this just by itself might have been good enough. And you know, y'all keep being awesome. I'm making these for you, as the end card will tell you in just a moment. And thank you for all your support so far, the views, the comments. We just went over 10,000 views recently total, and 100 watch hours, which, you know, for 33 subscribers, small new channel, I'm pretty excited about. Of course, we really badly want to grow more, and I want to do this full time. It's what I want to do. It's what I've always wanted to do, and I'm gonna work my 12-hour shift, killing me job until that happens. And if it takes 10 years, then it takes 10 years. If I die 7 years from now and it would have taken 10 years, then I'll die trying, and that's just how it'll be. I'm very stubborn. It's not so much that I think a lot of myself, but I've been through a lot, and I have learned a whole lot. I've gotten a lot of wisdom, relatively smart, kind of funny sometimes. I guess I'm really just saying, you know, stick around. There's gonna be a lot of good stuff coming. And, you know, for all your support, very grateful. I hope this helps some people. Hope y'all have a great day, great week, great life. H4K out. And if somebody can come up with somebody can tell me what H4K means, like where it came from, it's not that hard to figure out. But we'll do some kind of special thing in the comments if you know where it originated, came from, what it means, something like that. I'm all about some codes and some code breaking, so maybe we'll throw some of that in there. I don't know. It's, you know, editing is something I'm trying to get better at. Forgive me that I'm not even better. I'm trying to make them entertaining for y'all. I'm trying to keep this as short as possible, believe it or not. I'm rambling because I feel like I'm talking to somebody and it's about to end and I'm gonna be disappointed and it's gonna be a letdown, but I'm gonna go edit and then I'm gonna get this up as soon as possible. So, y'all keep being awesome. Have good days, good weeks, good lives, like I said. And see you again, this side or the other. H4K out. H4K out. H4K. Yeah. Let's see if I can do something with any of that. Yeah, 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 yeah.